Hey up, how we doing? As you can see, we're back in garage. It's getting to that time of year and weather's turning a bit on the poor side, so we're getting around to a few jobs and a few things that we'd planned to do over the winter. First thing I'm going to do is have a look at swapping front mudguard on my Triumph. So here we are, another episode of Barnsley Biker Video Diaries. Thanks for watching. Please like, please subscribe. For now, let's get on with job. First, you've seen videos of my Triumph so far, and I like it, and I like its sort of semi-desert sled, chopped down, minimalist look. But I'm not very happy with this front mudguard, or fender as the Americans call them. It's I think it's one of the Lester Harris ones, or in that style, and it's a nice mudguard and you can't really fault it, but I don't really think it fits in with the theme of the bike. So I've decided I'm going to see how a smaller cut down mudguard looks, more in keeping. I'm not really ready to go without a front mudguard. I've got one bike already that's got next to no front mudguard, and it's not a lot of fun in the rain, but I have gone for a fairly severe short one, shall we say. eBay purchase. It's one of those that a lot of the calf racer custom shops sell. Made out of alley, should be easy to work with, and once I've got it fitted, hopefully it'll polish up quite nicely. So I'm going to see how that looks. To help with the install, I've purchased a genuine, or I say genuine, that's what it was advertised as, although it's second hand, one that somebody's not used, but it's a T140 front mudguard support bracket, mainly so as I've got a little bit of strength there to help with the front forks, stop them twisting a little bit. Not sure if I'm going to keep this bit because the front mudguard that I bought is severely short. What I'm going to do to start with is take that off of the mudguard up, see how it best fits on the wheel, where it looks the best, where it seems to fit the best, and then once we've got that sorted, if I can use the bracket as is, I will do. Don't want to modify it if I don't have to. If not, then we'll modify it, maybe shorten this or remove it altogether and fit the shorter alley guard that we've bought. So first thing to do, let's get this mudguard off and offer it up and see what we've got. Go on, let's get on with it. A bit awkward to get a spanner onto them, but you should be able to do it without taking the wheel out. So get them loosened off. There's one that's a bit tight, even when you take tension off it. We're going now. I think we've got it. Oh, two spaces on this side. There you are, simple as. Hold one off. Let's just see how this looks like it's going to fit in. Okay, so I'm just going to offer up the new mudguard and just see. I've got a feeling that's going to be okay, so I'm going to take a tea break now so that I can reflect on how that looks and whether or not I need to slide it further back or not. At the moment I'm actually quite happy with it. So after much head scratching and measuring and checking and looking and thinking, I've decided that the easiest way to get the holes into the mudguard to mount it onto the bracket was literally to use the bracket as a sort of template for where the holes were going to be. So I've got it started here on the bench. We'll have a quick look. Hopefully you can see that. Obviously a little bit Heath Robinson with the clamps etc to try and hold it all in place. I've got one hole drilled and I've put a bolt through just to hold it while I get the other side done, and then when those are all lined up, if everything looks right, the third hole there, I've still not decided whether I'm going to cut this piece off altogether or use all three of the holes. But yeah, as I said, a little bit Heath Robinson, but looked like it was going to be the easiest way to try and get it all something like mounted. Okay, as I mentioned, I've already drilled this side here, so, and I've put a bolt through just to help. I know it's clamped up, but it'll just help keep it in line while I drill the other side. When it comes to drilling the third one, I can bolt these both down, and that way that one will be in the right place. So here we go, let's just gently does it. We'll have the drill on the slow speed and we'll start it off. There you are, through. I think probably what I'll do first is offer it up to the bike and just put something through these two and just see how it fits, see what sort of clearance I've got underneath. At the moment I'm not sure whether I'm going to use rib nuts or nuts and bolts in here, or a nut and bolt but an acorn nut on the top. Not decided. I'm going to offer it up to the bike and have a look at it, decide what we're going to do. So yeah, let's see how it looks. Okay, so I've loosely fitted the bracket and put the mudguard on, just held in place with a couple of bolts of appropriate length, just so we can see the clearance. And as you can see, there's plenty of room under there to use whatever I decide to use, be it rib nuts or be it to use nut and bolts. So I'm going to take it off and then we'll decide how we're going to actually bolt it up. Okay, so I've bolted up the two holes I've already drilled, and for now I've decided I'm going to use the couple of acorn nuts for it. I think eventually I'd prefer to use rib nuts if I can, but I haven't got any of the right thread at the moment, so I'm going to have to pick some of those up. It's a job that can easily be done later. So I'm just going to drill this final hole in the front as carefully as I can, get it as accurate. Let's start slow. There we go. Just give it some, yeah, the clamp's a little bit close, but there we go. Let's try that. Acorn nut. So, there we go. Let's put that through there. This front one hasn't got as much metal to go through, I don't think. So there we have it. Just needs a polish up and a tidy up, and we're in business. Okay, I'm just giving one last final quick polish before I start to assemble it and fit the mudguard. So let's give this a quick buff up. I'll probably do a final polish once it's mounted. I'm not wanting a show finish, but I want it to be bright enough, shiny enough. So we've got the holes drilled, as I say, just giving it a final polish up. So that's the polish rubbed on. For this, I couldn't find any metal polish, and I didn't want to use Autosol because that does leave a dull finish, to be fair. So I'm using good old T-cut, which seems to be working quite well. So yeah, give it a buff up and then get it all assembled. So That's coming up quite well with the old teacup. I'm going to mount the bracket to the mudguard and then mount the mudguard to the bike. Basically, you're not going to be able to get in here to tighten things up, so we're going to mount that to that. I'm going to use the acorn nuts as I mentioned earlier on the outside, and then bolt it back on to the bike itself. So put that together, let you have a look once it's together and once we start putting it on. Let's just put that down, go and get the bits and pieces that we need. Okay, that's the bracket fastened on, acorn nuts put on. Not 100% happy with those, they're a bit on the bulky side, but for now they'll do the job. I think I will replace them probably with rib nuts when I can get hold of some. But for now, there it is. As I say, a few fingerprints because I'm handling it, but we're going to get all the hardware, get that fitted to the bike properly, and then I'll probably wheel it outside so we can have a good look round, see how it looks in the sunshine. So well then, there you have it, mudguard fitted. Let me know what you think. At the minute I think it looks exactly how I expect it to look, and I'm quite happy with it. So yeah, we'll live with it for a while and see if we are going to keep it that way. So signing off for now. As always, I'll Civvy. Remember, I am the Barnsley Biker. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Till next time.